Hey guys, welcome back to GT PvM's EOC style boss hunting guides. Today I will be looking at the Bandos boss, General Grador. At the moment the best method of killing Grador seems to be melee, and as such several setups may be used. The first setup that I'm going to be looking at is a Void setup, which is what I'm wearing at the moment, which consists of Void melee helm, Void or Elite Void Knight top, Void or Elite Void Knight robe, and Void Knight gloves, along with a two-handed weapon. A Chaotic Maul is best, an Amulet of Fury or a Whisper, a Tokar. I use a Ring of Wealth, although you can use a Warrior's Ring, which is currently the best melee ring in game. Steadfast Boots or Dragon Boots, which is what I use, and what seems to be the most efficient aura for all God Wars bosses at the moment, the Penance aura. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Penance aura, what it does is it converts part of the damage taken, I think it's on like 20 or 30%, into prayer points, and so it constantly replenishes your prayer. With the damage that is taken at the moment being in the hundreds, I don't know if this has been rebalanced, so it does give a lot of prayer, and using it, I don't need to use any prayer potions. If you don't have access to a Chaotic Maul, a God Sword, or a dual wield, such as Chaotic Rapiers, or a single wield with a shield, such as Chaotic Rapier and Chaotic Kite Shield, are also well acceptable. However, the two-handed weapon, especially the Maul, is most effective, as it has access to several area of effect attacks that are extremely useful for soul splitting. If you don't have access to the Maul or another two-handed weapon, it is inadvisable to use Void, and in that case you can use another setup, such as a Bandos chestplate, Bandos tassets, gloves of your choice, such as Torva, Barrows, Bandos, or as I'm using as I would use Goliaths. And I've got a Netty, although you could swap that out with Torva full helm, Bandos helm, or something similar. A fighter hat, I guess, would also be acceptable. If you can upgrade from that, Torva plate body, Torva plate legs, and if you have it, a Torva helm. I don't have it, but they are the most useful setups if you're meleeing Grador. So now I'm going to go into why using a two-handed weapon is most effective. Using a two-handed weapon, you have access to two extremely useful attacks, and as I'll show you in a minute, I'll show you why they're so useful. They are Hurricane, which is an area of effect attack which hits all targets around you. So if we read this, spin on the spot, dealing up to 188% weapon damage to all adjacent targets. It is a threshold ability, but it does do significant damage to all targets, and if you lure Grador, as I show later in the video, then this is an extremely effective ability. The second threshold ability that's very useful is the Quake ability, which is also threshold. Smash a weapon into the ground beneath you, dealing up to 100% weapon damage to all adjacent targets, also draining 5% of all targets' defense level if they are above 90%. So basically you can use this twice and it will drain their defense twice. And you can continue to use it for a great amount of soul split health, but I'll demonstrate how that works in a minute. One final setup that can be used to solo Grador is the Darok setup. As a Darok axe is a two-handed weapon, it does work with the Hurricane and the Quake abilities, and so it is very efficient. And now I'll go into my setup. Okay, so as I prefer to use Void, I do require a little bit more food than you would if you were using, say, Torva, but I find that it gives a damage boost. There is talk that it has been nerfed. I haven't seen any proof of it yet, but I will be looking for it. I think its life point boost has been lowered significantly, but that's not too big a deal. Now, for this setup, I take a shield and a one-handed weapon switch, so I can use the ultimate ability Rejuvenate. This is optional, but it is very helpful. I also take a pack yak and yak scrolls. I fill my yak up with rocktails. I'll show you in a second. And I take the yak scrolls so I can bank everything I get. 2 teleport tablets, which I modify one of them, both of them, sorry, into Trollheim tablets and change one back once I get to Trollheim. Dreadnips, Toggle for a teleport out. An hour's overload and prayer renewal. Again, these aren't extremely necessary with the penance aura. Super restores and my rocktails. There is my yak full of rocktails. I never go through all of these. I get so many food drops. You will end up killing 4 or 5 minions per Grotto kill, which means you're getting a lot of sharks and a lot of chili potato drops, a lot more than you usually would. So you're not going to be too troubled on food. Anyway, I'll be back when I'm at the Bandos boss, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so here we are back. I'm at Bandos now. I've been here for about half an hour, and I've got 58 KC at the moment. Picked up a hilt just before, actually. What I'm going to talk about right now is well, first of all, the method of killing. So, the use of the area of effect attacks to heal yourself up, as well as a lure spot, what I like to think of as a lure spot, that is very useful in getting all the minions in front of you, which will enable one of the most useful area of effect attacks. Second, I'm going to be looking at the order of attacks, and then I'll just show you some kills sped up and I'll commentate over the top of those. So at the end of this kill I'll show you what I mean by lure spot, so I'll be back once this kill's over. Okay, so the trick to this lure spot is Bandos usually spawns somewhere up here. If I stand down here, where this spot is where the mage minion usually spawns, which means if I'm standing here, it will lure Bandos over to about there, and the other minions will come across to roughly the same space as the mage minion, meaning that all 3 minions and Bandos are standing on roughly the same spot. This means that the special the cleave ability, which hits most of the targets in front of you, I think it's the main target plus 2 others, using that ability will actually hit 3 or 4 of the NPCs, and so I'll be able to soul split all 3 of them. As you can see, strong stack has actually gone off to the side here. It does happen occasionally. It's not a huge deal, as the special attack, as the cleave ability does only hit 2 additional minions. And now once I get up to threshold levels, you'll see why it's good to have all 3 minions around you as well as Bandos. So now I'm going to use the Hurricane special. You can see it hit all of them, including strong stack. So even though strong stack isn't directly in front of me, the area of effect, just like with the Quake ability, will hit all the NPCs. Now I'm actually getting wrecked a little bit here. Food is a little bit more necessary here than it is at Zami, and using low HP boosting gear like Void is a little bit risky. However, it is very effective. It hits very well, and my yak is about to vanish. So I'm just going to speed up the clip from here on out, show you a few kills, and talk about a few other things. So I'll talk to you once this is over, I guess. Okay, so one of the key things that I don't really demonstrate too much throughout the video is the use of the shield, which I do have in my inventory. The chaotic kite is the one that I'm using, although it can be swapped out for pretty much any shield. The use of the shield is the rejuvenate ultimate, which restores, I think it's 40% of your life points. It is an ultimate ability, and a defensive ability requires a shield. Actually, here I use it, and it's very effective for healing up. I want to talk about something else right now, and that is my computer. I've actually already been asked to put out a Nex guide. I've only been Nex once or twice in the evolution of combat. It is quite fun, but at the moment, and as you can probably see from pretty much every video I do, I have a lot of problems with my lag as soon as I start recording. And so Nex is just something that if you've got serious lag like I get when I'm recording, it's impossible to complete. Back to the Bandos guide. You may notice that throughout the kills I do get 3 or 4 minion kills. Sorry, 4 or 5 minion kills as opposed to the usual 3. And the reason for this is simple. Using the area of effect abilities, you do a lot of damage to the minions throughout the kill, and so you do end up dropping them occasionally throughout the kill. It's usually the range and melee minions. The mage minion is very strong against your melee, and so it doesn't drop as fast. It is something to consider when you are trying to take down the minions at the end. I wouldn't recommend bringing a range switch because, first of all, it's a waste of inventory slots, and second of all, you do still take out the mage minion fairly quickly. It's not something to be overly concerned about, and it does increase your chances of drop, of course, because you're killing more drop potential. You're getting more drop potential from more kills. Anyway, back to the recording. Okay, so I'm more than a few kills in. As you can see, I did forget to overload at the start of this recording, which did contribute to me getting more than a little bit destroyed. The method that I'm using is very effective. I'm not needing any food really, as long as I stay overloaded. However, it does require overloads if you're going to use Void, at the very least, because Void has such low defenses. If you've got a higher defense armor, like I guess Bandos, I don't really know if Bandos would work here. Torva definitely does, I know that much. Anything like that, you'd be much better off, especially since they give a higher life point boost. Void does give it a higher attack boost, I believe, than those armors, so it is more effective for damage, and so soul splitting off it is very effective, and it has been rather easy for me. But you know, it's a good boss to solo, and it has been since the old style RuneScape. So I hope you guys can enjoy it as much as I do at the moment, and I hope this guide really helps. So I'll talk to you guys later.